I would support anybody with a specific religion on what they do, but that doesn't mean if they, let's say they don't want anybody to have kids. That's just crazy, but you know what I mean? Let's say that's their religion. I can't be like, oh, I support them. No one can have kids now. No, you can support them. If you don't want your religion to have kids, don't have kids. But for the other people, there's no reason for them to go against those people. That's their choice. But for other people, other religions, that's their choice. They can do what their religion basically allows them, or what they can't do.
Well, from my background with being Catholic, I believe that has risen me up with more morals about what is right and wrong. Things such as like abortion and gay marriage. Like, I have more of like my own personal insight, but when I talk to my fellow neighbors, my fellow Americans, I see their viewpoint and I bring it all together. Now, my religion doesn't just tell me, alright, abortion, that's killing them, that's what the church believes, so therefore that's what you believe. No, I'm making all these decisions for myself. I still believe that state and religion has to be separated. But when you're talking about like taking the rights away from the church, you can't really do that because, again, the state and religion is separated.
Do you think the drinking limit, the age limit?
There should be more of a regulation on it. So IDs, there are many fake IDs out there. There should be kind of more an advancement in the IDs to make sure they are legal and underage children are not getting alcohol, not going to clubs, not going out, and more of a regulation on if adults are buying alcohol for minors, not so much raising or lowering the drinking age.
Well, I think it should be lowered to 18. Because when you're old enough to join the military, you should be old enough to have a beer. And that's just the cold hard truth. If you want to keep it at 21, then at least raise the age of the military to 21 and not 18. So if you're able to die for your country, it only makes sense that you would be at least able to have a drink.
My issue with that, though, is, sorry, 18-year-olds, a lot of the time, are still in high school.
Right.
A group of 18-year-olds, they can drink, they have a party. What are the chances that younger children from the school, because they're more associated with high school children, or students, they're associated with them, then the younger kids come in. And then all those people can get in trouble for providing alcohol to underage. So it's, as opposed to if you're 21, you're more in a college setting, you're living more on your own, you're experiencing, you're growing up, so you're around older people, and probably more mature people that are going to college.
Right.
Therefore, there won't be as many issues with giving alcohol to minors, because I know in Europe, the drinking age is 16, driving age is 18. And I don't think having the drinking age so low is beneficial at all, because that's just, I mean, you already know there's teenagers that are drinking.
Right.
Chances are they're not doing very well in school. So if you're 18 and you're allowed to drink and you're still in high school, that's going to mess up your track on school. And you don't want that. You want the best for the education of the students, so that they have the best for the future.
But at the same time, you can't just regulate whatever every child does. So at the same time, I could say, all right, you can't go get a job during high school, because that's going to interfere with any of your school activities. It's going to make your grades go lower. You're not going to be able to do sports and all that. You can't control everything.
But
at the same time, there are people that do supply alcohol to minors. There's nothing you can do to stop that besides stopping the sale of alcohol at its basis, which is prohibition. But that failed. There's nothing you could really do to stop minors from getting the alcohol.
That is true, but I feel like letting them have it isn't a good thing either. You know what I mean? If you're giving it to 18-year-olds, like I said, they're more associated with children in high school.
Right.
And that'll just make it so much easier for them. Because when I was 16, I didn't know many 21-year-olds.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was 16, I knew tons of 18-year-olds.
Right.
So then there you go. I have more underage drinking as opposed to, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Less, because you don't know so many 21-year-olds.
Right, but at the same time, what's the legal age for becoming an adult?
18.
So don't you think you should be able to make adult decisions?
I think you need to
When
take
you're
everything step by
18?
step. I mean, when you were younger, you didn't get everything handed to you, right?
Correct.
You didn't get, oh, here's a cell phone, here's a car, here's this, that.
Right.
You got everything handed to you in portions.
Never got it handed to me.
Well, I'm saying, you know, it came in portions.
Right.
Same thing as when you become an adult. You know, you get your driver's license when you're 16, you become an adult, you can vote when you're 18. When you're 21, that's the next step. You can drink.
Right. But how do you justify, like, getting everything in portions, being able to go and die for your country overseas, and when you walk up to a bar, like, you can't come here, you're 18,
If
I
you're,
can't serve you.
that is true, but I mean, that's just another thing with safety though, and health. Alcohol is so unhealthy for you.
Correct.
So, I mean, I get it, you know, you can, okay, have a drink here and there, but that's completely, that's going against the risk of now liver problems. And, you know, once you're 19, or once you're 21, you're gaining that knowledge even more. You know, perhaps you know people that died from drunk driving accidents. You're living through life, you're experiencing more things,
Right.
and you're seeing the negative effects of it. And you want people to see that. You want people to live and go through it, as opposed to, you know, having to be at such a young age.
Mhm.
For example, driving. You start driving when you're 16. Well, a lot of people, that's when you can get your driver's license, when you are legally out to get your driver's license. But it's not 14, 15, right? Because at that point, they haven't matured completely yet. Maybe the same thing with, what's it called, with drinking. You know, this is when they get to college. This is when they're maturing. This is when they're seeing more real life things happening,
Mhm.
as opposed to just being kind of sheltered in high school. You're still sheltered. You're still living with your parents, most likely. You don't really know what's going on. Once you're 21, going to college, working, you know more what's going on.
Right. But at the same time, you did defeat yourself with driving. Because you are able to drive when you're 15. It's called learner's permit.
Exactly.
And once you get that, you have people teaching you how to do everything correctly.
Exactly, but you're not allowed to go on your own
It's like
until you're 16, and then
Right.
you still have, you can't go out past curfew, you can only drive with one other person, so on and so forth. You still have these regulations. It's not all handed to you like, hey, go drive. You know what I mean? It's all handed to you.
well, let's look at Wisconsin. There, you're allowed to be 16 and you're allowed to have a beer if you're with your parents. It's kind of like the same thing. It's teaching you how to like pace yourself and get into things like on a more responsible scale. Now, doesn't that make more sense where you have people like watching over you if you are doing something like that?
Perhaps, but that again runs the risk of having, let's say is it your parent or is it just any adult?
It would have to be your
parent.
your guardian.
Okay, because otherwise I would run the risk of having, you know, friends' parents.
Mhm.
Oh, it's okay, and then that's the only thing that would concern me.
Right.
But I still don't think that's okay. You're
Okay,
still young.
I'm gonna end it there.
That's the end.
Yes, I'm
Oh.
gonna end it there.
I was
Getting way off
really
topic.
this.
Good.